Now, I've talked a lot about ETFs, exchange traded funds, and how they can be great options for anyone looking to get invested in the stock market and build a safe, well diversified stock portfolio. Now, when I've been talking about ETFs, I've usually recommended Vanguard ETFs. Now, of course, you can get ETFs from any provider, but I recommend Vanguard because they're cheap and the ETFs are very accurate and they do what they're supposed to do. Now, of course, you could just put all of your money in one global ETF or one US index ETF, but if you want to play around a little more and get even more diversification, you can use, in this case, 5 ETFs from Vanguard to build a complete diversified stock portfolio. So let's say first off you want to cover the whole global stock market. So let's say we put 30% in VYM, which is a high dividend yield US ETF. So this is basically the whole US market. Then we put 20% in Europe, VGK, which is the Europe Vanguard ETF. Now, I put less in Europe and the other regions than the US simply because US is a very stable economy, very good returns, and US pretty much dictates the rest of the world, so there's no point really in having a lot in the others. Now, let's say we put 20% in Asia, which is VPL, which is the Asia Pacific Vanguard ETF. Now we've covered the whole global stock market, most of it anyways. We're missing some emerging markets like Africa, Southeast Asia and South America, but there's not too much market cap there, so we're going to stick with these 3 regions. Now let's say we put 20% in the bond market. I'll go with the US bond market. So that's BND, the Vanguard Total US Bond Market. Bonds are basically money you lend to the government, the US government, and they give you interest on that money. So it's pretty much guaranteed, and it's the safest form of investment you can make in a way. It's not going to give you much money, but it's very, very safe. Now, the last 10%, I think you should play around with. You can go with anything you like. You can choose any ETF you want, but what I would do is go with maybe a sector-specific ETF. So choose whatever sector of the economy, financials, industrial goods, energy, healthcare, tech, whatever, and choose the industry you think is going to outperform the market. So let's say I go with Vanguard Technology ETF, which is VGT. I think that will be the choice for a lot of you, because I think the technology sector, especially in the US, is going to do great. Of course, you could go with anything, financials, healthcare, you could go with emerging markets, large cap, small cap, mid cap, whatever, right? But this is like very, very good portfolio, solid portfolio. You've covered all your bases, and then you can play around the last 10% to get some extra returns on top of it. Now, if you have any questions about these ETFs or ETFs in general, you can visit investingforall.net.